I say, yes, it may be every 5 years in theory, but I think being a new year and having new resolutions, I think internally all of us should repeat those oaths to ourselves, to refreshen ourselves, to reset the buttons for the new year to come and years beyond. And to conclude, Your Excellency, we all look forward to your continued support, guidance, protection, and prayers. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Your Excellency, as I sit here listening to you, I listen to you with mixed feelings. There was a point, if I had had your permission, I would have just left the room because I was filled with anger. This is one of the most insulting paper or document read before me. As you were reading it, as I said, I was boiling. Days are gone are the days when a foreign power can dictate to the Gambian people what is best for the Gambian people. It's the Gambian people themselves who have to decide for themselves what is good for us, because nobody else knows what is good for us more than ourselves. That's the painful part of it. You sitting down there hundreds of miles away, dictating to me as if though I'm your son or I'm your daughter. The other feeling I had is feeling of pride. That's why I said mixed feeling of pride and joy, and that made me not only in obedience of your authority to stay, but it encouraged me to stay. Here, once again, it has been demonstrated the Gambia has a leader par excellence, a leader who is courageous, fearless, no matter what. And I associate myself with the words of Her Excellency Vice President. At times in my room, when I think generally, I don't envy, but I am jealous of President Yahya Jammeh because of the faith he has, what he has gone through, what he is prepared to go through at no matter what cost. A short man like Akibayo, I would have just done something else. And that really consoles me at times, because your leader should be a sort of embodiment, should be an inspiration to you. And we are lucky to have somebody like that. I'm not praising you. This is known by everybody. And please, let us give this document the attention it deserves. And what is that? Zero attention. They want to destabilize the Gambia. But inshallah they will fail, because God has given us somebody who has laid down his life and is prepared to lay down his life. And I am sure this time round he will have people who are lying down with him also laying down their lives for the sake of this country. So please, this is New Year. Let us not be very upset about this. It's insulting. You started by congratulating us, by welcoming us for the New Year. May God answer those prayers. And we also pray the same for you. We wish you the same. Let this not be a distraction, please. It was here before 1994. Some of us who were around, we saw it. This is a replica. And it will intensify because of what they are expecting, what they know is within the natural whatever of the Gambia, they know. So it will intensify. Never, please continue on your path. You know, never be distracted by them. Thank you very much indeed.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh, Your Excellency, the Vice President, Dr. Aissatou Njie Sedi, colleagues, Secretary General, Secretary to Cabinet. I just want to, add my voice to what has been said. Personally, I am not surprised of His Excellency the President's vision and guidance. It's not a surprise to me because he has the country at heart, and he's really concerned about the welfare of the Gambians. In a nutshell, what I want to say, I want to appeal to my colleagues. Let this not just be the agenda. We should be very careful and mindful in most of the international fora we attend, because as the saying goes, the cat has many ways to kill its prey. So we must safeguard the country against inimical and diabolical acts that the Western countries want to bring sometimes. So in any fora that we attend, we should be very careful, be very attentive, and make sure we advance the interests of the Gambia and protect the Gambia against inimical and diabolical plans. Thank you, sir, Your Excellency. That's what I wanted to.
Honorable Ministers, Secretary General, Secretary to Cabinet, Director General of Grts, members of the press, protocol, and fellow Gambians. As I said earlier on, in fact, one document that just came to mind, from which the minute was raised, reads as follows: Gambia EU, Article 8, intensified political dialogue. Intensified political dialogue, 12 December 2012. Draft agenda. The EU has expressed its concerns over what it views as a significant deterioration in the human rights situation in the Gambia in recent months, notably the execution of 9 death row inmates. They were in death row because they are murderers. The forced closure of independent radio stations and newspapers, the trial against persons on the basis of their sexual orientation, and the arbitrary arrest and detention of journalists and human rights defenders. I should have seen this before, but I will still make it very clear to her. Africans are detained in Europe for no offense other than being black and so-called being there illegally. The detention of journalists. How many journalists have been detained? Julian Assange, is he not a journalist? The EU considers that in view of these events and the persistent lack of progress made on the commitments undertaken by the Gambia at successive Article 8 political dialogue meetings, a phase of intensified political dialogue with the Gambia must be launched, focusing on key priority areas, just the areas they are talking about. Let me make it very clear. This is the end of our dialogue on Article 8 with the EU. Let me make it very clear for the purpose of, because if that, there is a reason. Gambia discovered oil before some African countries that I would not name, and other countries around the world, because I made it very clear that I will not give them the natural resources, at Gambia only taking 5%. That's why it's not being exploited. And I made it very clear that the same Almighty Allah who gave it to us will give us the means to exploit our natural resources on our own. All what they are trying to do is create now a situation of instability so that they can get what they want, or put up a puppet government that will succumb and give the wealth of this country to them. By the grace of the Almighty Allah, all their machinations will fall on themselves. That will never happen in this country. So, detention of journalists. In Iraq, were they not killing the journalists? Palestine Hotel was where Al Jazeera was based. How many times did they bomb it? How many journalists lost their lives? We are detaining them. In some countries, journalists are beaten and killed. Nobody is saying anything. Now, if they think that Gambia will sacrifice the well-being of 99.95% of the population for the interest of less than 0.0005% of the Gambian population, they are in the wrong place. They want to destabilize this country so that they can have easy access to the materials that